What is going on, guys? Welcome back. Experience Madden's future in franchise mode, or as I would say, experience the past, which has been one of the worst franchise experiences in all the sports games. So Caleb sent me a tweet a couple days ago. I initially wrote it off because I thought to myself, there's no way this is true. Madden has to understand basic math. Giving the game too much credit, apparently. I called Uchi Maneri last night. I said, Uchi, I don't want to look stupid on my channel today. I need your help. I need your NFL player perspective to explain to me why the Bengals are offering to give their 3rd overall pick to the Giants for their 7th overall pick, or the Lions, or the Jets, and the trade gets declined. Why would a team not just simply take an advance in the draft? And to that point, he responds very rationally and says, well, if the team building in this game is correct, and the Giants know the positions that they need to fill, if they're comfortable in filling it with the 7th overall pick, the salary structures would not want them going higher than they need to, so they wouldn't want your 3rd pick overall because they would be essentially overpaying a player. Very good point. So now we have to determine from a team building standpoint, is the game that smart? I didn't think initially that it was, but again, I actually gave the game too much credit thinking it could do basic math. So we go to the next season, we take a look at what happens here and how we build. So you can see our number 1 pick was a cornerback, P. Thorpe, 69 overall. When I look at the Giants, they actually pay Marcus Mariota, despite having Daniel Jones, $105 million. Now keep in mind, we got a corner with the number 3 pick. Do the Giants need a corner would be the question. Well, yes, they went out and paid Kyle Fuller $50 million. Not only that, they drafted a fullback, which is nearly an obsolete position. Now, maybe you could say from a team building standpoint, the fullback was to make Saquon Barkley happy because you just spent $160 million on a quarterback and a cornerback that you easily could have drafted, being handed the 3rd overall pick. The interesting thing, though, here is look at how many right ends they have now. And they drafted right ends. You're only going to keep usually 2, sometimes 3. You're drafting players that you know you're going to cut. So from a team building standpoint, understand the logic this game does not have. It would simply not take a higher draft pick when offered. So how, when you're trying to combine players with draft picks, is it accurately calculating value? Now, you could say the team building made it so that the team was aware that they didn't want to kind of overkick their coverage, if you will, and draft a player higher than need be, but it's clear in this situation, number 1, they were drafting players you could say they did not need with a quarterback, or they had the ability to draft a player that they did need in a cornerback in what they did with free agency, but most importantly, they're drafting needs they don't have, like adding 2 additional right ends and the possibility of going and getting a fullback, which really doesn't fit their scheme. This is why people do not take time in franchise mode. This is why we ask to have a better game. I understand that team logic is hard to program, but simple math is not. And 3 and 7 should always be traded equally, unless you've got some really strong fundamentals back behind that to show me why. And in this case, Madden lacks that completely. Love to know your thoughts on this. Appreciate you checking it out. And you know I will be back in the week with more commentary.